Welcome back to the Mallorca Save. It's episode 2 of season 3, and thank you for all of your comments on yesterday's season opener as we look to improve the squad without improving the squad. If you kind of know what I mean, at the minute we're not looking to do too much in the way of signings because we want to give the side that got us promoted the chance to keep us up this year, but there are opportunities to improve the squad without spending much money at all, without making a massive change to that starting 11. Now, the first thing we need to address is that bid from yesterday for Kufre from Leipzig, offering Soyuncu and some money as well. The majority and the highest thumbs up comments were saying just straight up reject, keep Kufre at the club for the time being, and let him have at least this first season in La Liga with us and see if we can't build ourselves to being at the point of being able to keep hold of him long term as things stand. So I will do that. I have done that right there. I've changed the squad numbers as well. So we're basically, actually I'm not sure if I gave Coque Vegas number 1. I didn't. But we're basically now numbered through the positions other than in Sewer at Cam being number 28, as that was what he came into the club as, and he could kind of be asked, like, you know, when you have like one marquee player that has his own number in Sewer is going to be that guy for us. So the other thing that we needed to talk about was Sergio Acenjo. I'll give you a rundown of why I've got so many names on the shortlist in a moment. And the majority were saying yes, let's sign Sergio Acenjo, but not to start. I didn't want to replace Coque Vegas, but we could bring Sergio Acenjo in as a rotation goalkeeper. He might want crucial because of his rating compared to the rest of my team. If he wants crucial, he can have it. But the initial intention would be to sign Asenjo, start Vegas, and Asenjo is there as a quality replacement should we need him, and also for cup competition as well. So in the Copa del Rey, Sergio Acenjo would start, and Coque Vegas would take a back seat. Happy with no release clause. Of course, we can alter our release clauses on the spreadsheet that we've got in due course. I was just offering 24 grand a week. His recommended wage is 29, but he should accept 24, and he has done. So that's perfect. We have a new goalkeeper. Now, the reason there are so many names on my shortlist, yesterday, when I saw the brand exposure objective was signed 2 players from North America, I just kind of wrote that off as being not really something that was going to be a viable option. But as you guys quite rightly pointed out, even though in real life Mexico is deemed as Central Europe, actually in FIFA it's classed as North America. So there are plenty of Mexican options we could look at, and you guys raised some good points about some United States options that we could look at too. I have sent my youth scout to the United States as well to hopefully bring a potential youth player from there. We'll also, when these guys return home, send Ronald Leitner to Canada and Jose Carvajal to Mexico to try and look for more North American talent. But there are a number of options on this shortlist. Now, some are in positions that I'm not really looking to strengthen in, even in the January window. Some are on the list because we were thinking about changing the tactics slightly, i.e. having a defense-minded CDM, because a lot of my goals conceded so far in this save, and you guys have picked up on this, are where I'm kind of left with just my back 4, and I've not got any of my midfield dropping back in support because they don't have the right stats for that. So it's certainly something to consider, because if we want to compete at a high level, we are going to have to defend better. And also, there's been some call to change Lamkel Zay from a left mid to a striker, or just straight up replace him in the starting lineup or in the squad and sell him on. So I have some options with regards to those particular roles as well. Obviously, we're looking for scout reports on almost everybody. And there are a couple of right-backs here, Reggie Cannon and Alan Mozo. A couple of centre-backs, Cesar Montes and Johan Vasquez. And the CDMs, obviously Tyler Adams would be a go-to, but at Leipzig, and probably first team at Leipzig, it's unlikely that we'd be able to target him at this stage. But any of these other guys we could realistically go for. Then with regards some wingers, obviously we could change wingers to play on the left just as much as they play on the right. So Areola, Musa, Diego Lainez is someone that we could look at depending on how competitive we are compared to Betis this year. Of course, we were looking at Carlos Alenia, who left Barcelona last year, and he went to Betis on a free before we were able to potentially sign him. But you can kind of understand that. Roberto Alvarado, was an option that you guys brought up more than once. He has recently moved to Başakşehir, I believe, or it might have been actually in the first season. So he would be available for transfer. He's got 4-star skills and 5-star weak foot. So I am quite considerably interested in him, actually. There's Cordova and Antuna. Giovanni Reina is obviously a popular option when it comes to mentioning players of North American origin. Macias as a potential striker is back up to maybe let Zlatanovic go if he turns out not to be good enough. And then Marco Asensio is a player that I would love to bring back to Mallorca at some point in the future. He is a Mallorcan, was born on the island, and started his career at Mallorca, so it would be great to bring him back at some point. We weren't able to bring Harry Maguire or Andy Robertson back to Hull, so I would love to bring Marco Asensio back to Mallorca. Conrad de la Fuente was mentioned in the comment section as a potential left-sided midfield option, and he's actually available as a free agent. So that could be a very good way to improve the squad in that area without having to splash much of our budget that we currently have available to us. We do have a pretty sizable budget. I'm going to have to go through and rearrange this, aren't I? Because there are plenty of players that are out of position there. So I'm going to go and do that. We'll wait for the scout reports because I don't know anything about any of those players as things stand. But we will have the first game of the league season at home against Villarreal, and we will play the second game of the league season away from home against Barcelona before simming Levante and ending the transfer window in today's episode. So if you're looking forward to this third season and our first year at La Liga level, then do drop the video a like, of course, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel with that notification bell tick so you don't miss a video. There was a video yesterday, I think it was yesterday I put it live, for another example of Football Manager content with Cambridge United. So do check that out if you missed it. And I must say thank you as well to Taylor for contributing to the Patreon. I meant to mention it at the beginning of the video and in yesterday's video, and it slipped my mind. So thank you, Taylor, for contributing to the Patreon. I appreciate it, my man, very much indeed. And those of you that all continue to be pledging month to month. Right, moving forward, I'm going to go and Fran Gonzalez is going to go to Başakşehir. Good. And it looks like Thiam has agreed a deal to go to Rennes. So there we go. That's 2 loan deals sorted. Hopefully those youth players will find themselves getting a number of games this season. And I'm going to go now and sort training, etc. and work my way through. And I'll see you in a moment. Fran Gonzalez has turned down the opportunity to go to Başakşehir on loan. That's a bit of a surprise because he's not going to get much first-team football here. And I'm surprised that he would expect to get some first-team football here. Prada has been loaned out to Valladolid though. He will play in La Liga this year. And we've had a loan bid for Cristobal Velasquez from Vitoria Guimarães. But that is for a loan to buy. And we are only wanting to loan him out. But he could be a very, very good potential future player for us. So hopefully he would get plenty of first-team football away there. And Thiam has agreed to go to Rennes, as Bravo didn't agree to go away to Başakşehir. Athletic Club de Bilbao signed Luis Muriel. It sucks that in FIFA they don't stick to their real-life transfer ethos, I guess is probably the word. If you weren't aware, Athletic Club de Bilbao only sign players from the Basque region, which is kind of part of Spain and part of France, and they only sign players from that region of the world, literally only, and then obviously through their youth system as well. So in Football Manager they replicate that. In FIFA they don't, but we've seen here that there's been some interest in Lainez, but we aren't really in a situation to be able to compete for that, so we're just going to have to let Lainez go to Torino. We're potentially going to be able to sign someone like that next season, depending on how well Celta Vigo signed Gonzalo Higuain. It's a statement of intent, bringing in some experience. Legendre, Club Rouge have come in for Legendre. That's a loan to buy, which again we will delegate to being just a loan. Now he has potential to be special, so he needs regular first-team football, please, Bruges, and that is exactly what I would like him to get, and exactly what I would expect him to get at somewhere like Club Bruges. Interest shown in Antuna. Velasquez has gone to Guimarães. An Abdullah loan offer from Angers. Again, Just a loan, not a loan to buy, thank you. It's almost as if the AI are like, oh, we have a new option. Let's only use that new option. And you very rarely tend to get an actual just loan bid. It always tends to be a loan to buy, but at least you can negotiate for a regular loan. Right, we're going to have to manage sharpness a little bit better as we head into the month of August. Legendre is going to Bruges for a year. I'm really keen to see how all of these youngsters grow this season. Someone actually mentioned accepting a loan bid for Bella Kotchap to then recall him to try and get rid of, obviously, the thing that's frustrating about him being on the loan list but not on the loan list, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't want him to be on the loan list. He just submitted a request because he wasn't getting first team football and I haven't been able to take him off it yet. So I'll do that. We'll loan Bella Kotchap. We will recall him as soon as we have the opportunity to, and then that should be that. Right, Avia, it's just not going to grow, is he really? We'll keep him there just for the sake of maybe trying to improve our financial situation, but now I don't think we're really in a situation where we need to worry about that too much. Bella Kotchap loaned out. This is fine. He's going to go to Fulham, and I'm going to try and recall him immediately. And I have a scout report back. Oh, Bologna are going in for Reggie Cannon at right back. I have a scout report back on Conrad de la Fuente, who was the... Yeah. He's 21, 71 rated. Not necessarily good enough to come in and start. And to be fair, if I compare him to... Of course, we do have another left mid in our squad. Someone that was out on loan last year in Lombardo, who's better than really anyone else that we're looking at. He's 75 rated. We do still have Carlos Mane as well. I don't think I'm going to go for anyone in those wide areas at present. We could change Lamkelze to a striker, but I think I'd probably, in that case, call Carlos Mane up to the starting lineup or Lombardo. I don't think really I need to improve our depth in that particular area, so we won't do that for now. I'm now going to start training the right players at the right time in the right way to ensure that we're fully prepared for that first game against Villarreal. And actually, let me go and recall Bella Kotchap now. It seems a bit backwards to do it this way, but I mean, that's the only way I can kind of manage it, because it's just not going to change. So he'll come back, we'll go and train, and I'll see you against Villarreal unless something else drastic happens. Here we go then. First game of our new league. Here at home against Villarreal, a side that are top half at least in La Liga, and for the very first time the La Liga graphics as well. Please don't copyright me. Actual La Liga, I know they have a habit of doing so. They've got Delaney at CDM. Four in midfield, Ontiveros, Coquelin, Parejo and Chukwueze, and up top leading the line is Doniel Marlon. Yikes. That is a very, very good Villarreal side. So we're not necessarily expecting to do that well this season, but there are certainly going to be opportunities to get the occasional very good result. And to be fair, if you look at the ratings of our starting 11, that's a potential to qualify for the Europa League level squad, really. Or starting 11 at the very least. So I am expecting to be above the relegation zone and not necessarily drawn into a relegation battle. We had a similar scenario at Leeds last year on FIFA 20, where I think in the first year in the Premier League we finished 13th, was it? Or 8th? One of the two. Brenniker gets off to a great start here, but his shot is blocked. That will find Jordi Mbula. Let's go back the other way, and we'll try and create another opportunity here to take the lead. Is that a foul, ref? No? I mean, that's a foul, referee. Are you watching? Right, Insua. Oh, that was... I went to go for a slight tackle and he's tried to just kick it with a long pass, unfortunately. Well, we've started off on the front foot, at least, in La Liga, showing that we're not necessarily threatened or kind of unprepared, daunted by the task of playing in La Liga. We certainly feel ready enough to compete at this level after 2 promotion challenging years. Or can I get to that in La Liga Smartbank? But Villarreal defending well so far, with a side that really should be qualifying for Europe themselves this year, be it Champions League or Europa League. Probably Europa League, considering the strength of some of the other larger sides in the league. But still, you never know. Villarreal could have a banging season, and Insua could be the first man to score us a goal at this level. But no, Evan Ndicka does really well inside to Danny Parejo. He doesn't have the pace, but certainly the creativity and quality on the ball to cause us problems. Ismael Casas was one of our best performers towards the end of last season. Been a bit invisible in Season 1 when we first brought him in, but, well, he really has improved no end. I'm looking for improvements elsewhere. Insua has improved no end as well. We have to give him credit for that. Brenner could find Mbula here out wide. And no, still no first La Liga goal. Estupiñán with a very good block. Right, Antonio Sanchez delivers the cross. And Zay could be underneath that. Delaney was. We'll keep this in, will we? Yes, just. Well done. And Mbula have to go backwards to come forwards, but that's fine. Oh, yeah, he says, provided the passes are decent, which on that case, it wasn't. Shite. It's into Donyell Marlon. No matter how much pressure we put on them, there is always the threat of the counter-attack with Donyell Marlon and Chukwueze. Oh, I was worried about the ball to the wide man and was so focused on stopping it getting to their number 21. I just left Donyell Marlon free on his own in the middle. That is what I was worried about. Literally, as I'm in the process of explaining to you what I'm worried about. So he's just running behind there. I didn't know which one to be fair, even if I had tried to close down Donyell Marlon, I don't think I could have gotten there in time. And if I had, he'd have just gone the other way instead. I think we were a bit snookered there. Bit of a catch-21. It didn't matter which defender or which attacker, sorry, I tried to cover with the defender. I fear we were going to concede there anyway. Villarreal 1, Mallorca 0, but it has come against the run of play. Midfielder, well, and Kufre will find Insua. And he spun nicely. Insua! Good save by Geronimo Rulli, diving away to his left-hand side. Was at Real Sociedad for many a year, Geronimo Rulli, and has been a good goalkeeper, on FIFA at least, for many a year as well. I don't know what his talent is like in real life. I can't say as I have seen him play that often, but he's certainly very good in this arena. But so are all of Villarreal's defenders. Before we can even get to attacking the goalkeeper, Donyell Marlon looking to get in behind now again, but Kim Min-jae's done well. Can we have one final attack before the end of the half? Maybe. I'll go to Insua first. Brenner just not picking up on the attacking movement there. Maybe I need to use Brenner in the build-up more so that he's further forward so we can pass to someone else to get it back to Brenner to score the goal, maybe. Not sure. But, welcome to La Liga. We are 1-0 down. Donyell Marlon to Danny Parejo. And out to Chukwueze. Yikes. Space. Oh, what a block by Casas. Didn't need the extra pass. And if the extra pass was to come, it needed to be harder than that. Coquelin going off. And I'm not sure who that is coming on. It almost looked like Thomas Delaney, who's already on the field. It's Luis Milla. Here is Thomas Delaney. Good block by Kim Min-jae, but that will skew free to Javier Tavares. And Estupiñán will find Thomas Delaney. He finds Milla, who's just come on, who sets it up on a plate for Donyell Marlon to score his and Villarreal's second. We will be losing our first game at this level. Congratulations, Villarreal. You have given us a harsh welcome to the top flight. Sanchez through the gap to Mbula. We could fight back immediately. Brenner just held his run. Oh, but he could still get on the end of it. He has done. But wide of the target. Definitely going to have to alter Brenner's individual instructions because you saw him start to make that run and then stop and then go again, and there was no risk of offside there. We did move him slightly further forward in the formation to try and get him to make those forward runs more often, and he still isn't quite. He was hit the ground running when he first signed and then kind of faded with regards to the quality of his performances, but then would pop up with the occasional hat-trick. So it's kind of hard to tell when you're going to get a good Brenner and when you're going to get a bad Brenner, because he's either exceptional or pointless. So I need to be able to find the right individual tactics to get the best out of him more regularly. Zappacosta played in here. We might be going 3-0 down perhaps by the end of the game, although Kufre is defending this nicely and forcing him all the way back. That is a very good ball, and Moy Gomez could still yet score the third. No, good block by Andrade from Donyell Marlon. It's going to fall to Zappacosta, and we still could concede the third. I was hoping. I didn't expect to get anything from this game, but I was certainly hoping to not lose to 0. I thought we could certainly get a goal against Villarreal. Adama Traore coming off the bench for them. Yikes. Danny Parejo delivers something from the training ground from Marlon. It would have been a spectacular hat-trick, but it's not to be. The final whistle sounds, and it is a defeat at home to start the La Liga season. Intriguingly there, it said plus 2 minutes added on and only went to 91:48. But, I mean, it would have been their goal kick and the final whistle would have gone fairly sharpish after that anyway, so I can't be too disappointed. Overall, I can't be too disappointed with the performance either. We had more of the ball, we did more with it, we're more creative, just not clinical enough in our chances, and theirs were clear cut when they had them. Marlon certainly wasn't going to miss the second, and the first was a straight through ball, one-on-one. Morientes has had a loan offer from Bournemouth. He's currently in the process of negotiating with Norwich, but I will look for a one-year loan rather than loan to buy there for Bournemouth as well. I hadn't actually realised that Norwich's was a 2-year potential loan. Right, that puts us in the relegation zone, which is somewhere that I hoped we would never be this season. And we've started off 19th. So we need better results, but we've got Barcelona next, so I don't think they'll be coming soon. Our first 3 scout reports from North America. I don't know how much luck we'll have, but you never know. We might start off with an absolute belter right from the get-go. Doesn't look like we're going to get much from Mexico. But what about Canada or the United States? Starting in the northern. I see the high potentials there, and I'm always like, is that going to be in the millions? Please be in the millions. Not in the millions. Okay, reject. And then from the United States itself, Jacob Baker, Hunter Mattis, Adam Martin. No luck yet. No luck yet. But plenty of time still to try and find that diamond in the rough. Top of the table, Barcelona away next. Go on then. We have played Barcelona before, of course, in the Cup in Season 1 and lost 3-2 thanks to a late Messi free kick. Firpo, John Stones, Longley and Ricardo Pereira. Milinkovic-Savic, De Jong and Pjanic. And the front 3 of Fati, Griezmann and Leo Messi still in Season 3. Yeah, that's just as tough to play against as it was in Season number 1, isn't it? It was a hell of a game against Barcelona in the Cup, though. Absolutely phenomenal tie. I'd love that level of entertainment again, and if we can get the victory this time, then that'd be great. But, I mean, you're away from home against Barcelona. When do you ever expect to get a result as a newly promoted side from the league below? Never, I think, is the answer to that question. You never expect to win here. Is this to be a case of big side, pushes bodies forward, gets caught on the counter-attack? This happens all the time in the Premier League. Oh, and Lamkelzee just couldn't get the shot away. It very nearly happened here in La Liga as well. Oh, I don't think I'm going to get a better chance, am I, to catch him on the counter-attack all game. Brenner, I've changed his individual instructions to stay central and get in behind. We'll see if it works today. Big switch out to Kufre. And Lamkelzee's looking to get in behind. Longley's with me here. Movement from the midfield. Insua's available short. And then look at the space for Antonio Sanchez. Oh, that little offside trap ruined my plan. I wanted to send Brenner in behind. And they all stepped there. And if I'd have played the ball, he'd have been offside. Good defending from Barcelona without actually putting in a tackle. That's worked the ball back well for them. They've had 63% possession, as you can see. So, unsurprisingly, there's been a lot of the ball in the midfield. But no chances yet. Shots from either side until that moment, anyway. Milinkovic-Savic has the first shot of the game. Good technique, just couldn't keep it down. 40 minutes played, it's 0-0. Just that one Milinkovic-Savic shot so far in this game. It's been a bit of a snore draw so far. Barcelona just hogging possession and doing nothing with it. But if they score here, then that really will make me eat my words, won't it? Koke Vegas with a good save. Kim Min-jae with a clearance. Fatty tried to keep it in, but would have been better served letting it go out for a goal kick. Or sorry, for a corner. Instead, we get the goal kick. Oof. Literally, as I'm like, oh, they've not really done anything so far. Barcelona making it a pretty boring game so far. They then very nearly score an extremely good goal. Jordi Mbula into Brenner. Look at that run from Bay. Brilliant run from midfield. Sanchez picks up the loose ball, though. And I'll work this all the way out to Kufre. And look at Insua at the back post. Where's that whip? It's decent, but it's not good enough. We'll stay at 0-0. I am yet to have a clear chance on goal. Griezmann. Back to Ansu Fati. Ismail Cassas drawn out of position. Fati's running low on stamina, but still has the dribbling ability to get away from me. And just throwing bodies in front of the ball is my only answer to stop Barcelona from scoring. But they have not scored yet. And if I work this well, we might score. Jordi Mbula, he needs support. It's arriving. Bay, oh! Can only poke it further out towards Kufre. I'll look for Bay again. Insua, quickly looking for Brenner. De Jong gets a vital touch on it. Both sides could be 1-0 up here, but, I mean, if you offered me a 0-0 draw before the start of the game, I'd have bitten your hand off. This could be our first point of our La Liga tenure so far, and to get that point away at the Camp Nou would be pretty remarkable, really. Junior Firpo and Ansu Fati linking up nicely. Griezmann, Milinkovic-Savic, Kim Min-jae in the way. Cassas trying to get there and can't. Andrade can't get there. Pjanic, good block by Kufre. Milinkovic-Savic, good stop by Koke Vegas. They may have only had one shot in the first half. They've had plenty more in the second. Miralem Pjanic off for them. And on is Luis Alberto in his place, the former Lazio attacking midfielder. Here he is, into Ansu Fati. Don't let him turn you, Ches. Luis Alberto. Kim Min-jae got something on it. Ansu Fati! Barcelona do have their breakthrough, and it's come late, but it has been coming. There was not much in the first half. The second half has been wave after wave of Barcelona attack. And finally, they do make their breakthrough. Fati just finding himself in a bit of space. There's too many men forward for me to deal with. And we might be losing back-to-back games in La Liga, but we held our own against Villarreal and probably could have been good value for a point. And we would have been good value for a point here too. And we could still get it if Lamkelzee can do something here as he's played in. Oh, to Stegen. Wait, don't say anything until you've had the shot. Oh. Good save by the goalkeeper. Griezmann goes off, and on in his place is Anthony Martial. Antonio Sanchez with the delivery. Oh, Longley gets a block on Andrade. It's a headed effort, and that will be game in La Liga. A 2-0 defeat, a 1-0 defeat, but valiant efforts and good performances regardless. Keep that up for the full season, even though we didn't have that many chances in this game. Keep that level of performance up for the full season. We will be fine. It's not necessarily the best way to start, but we're all right. Right, Morientes has gone out on loan to Norwich for a year, and I've had a bid from Lazio for Antonio Sanchez. Now, Antonio Sanchez's release clause, as you can see here, is... Oh, hang on. We might be about to lose Antonio Sanchez. He's not signed a new contract, and his release clause is 16.5. And Lazio have bid 16.4. So, I might be about to lose Antonio Sanchez here. I am about to lose Antonio Sanchez here. £16.4 million they bid, and his release clause is 16.5. I will propose a new transfer fee, and they will accept that. That's the first time we've had a side trigger one of our artificial release clauses. We will be needing to sign a new central midfielder. This could be the opportunity to sign Lucas Robertone, or is it the opportunity to sign a defence-minded midfielder? I don't know, as we could entice Sumare or Tyler Adams away, though. Stephen Eustachiou? Don't know how to pronounce that. Looks okay, but we have had our eye on Robertone throughout the entirety of this save, and provided he's not moved from Almeria yet, I could say we could go for him, and he hasn't yet moved from Almeria. Lucas Robertone may well be coming into the club. Giovanni Reina is still outside of my realms of possibility, I fear. Robertone, it might be time, my friend. It might be time. We do have some midfielders we could throw in for the time being. Purge, Zaki Ali, Suleiman is in the process of going out on loan. But certainly it would make sense to bring Lucas Robertone in if we lose Antonio Sanchez. Is a player of similar ability. Suleiman has agreed his 1-year loan to Swansea. That will go through now. We've been itching to bring Robertone in, to be fair, throughout the course of the whole save so far, and haven't had the reasoning to do it. We've had the finances to do it, but haven't really been able to justify it with everything else that's been going on. But Sanchez is gone. He's gone to Lazio. Release clause triggered, and Rodriguez has been drafted into that centre mid role for the time being. Only gets a +2 from 72. We'll put Pudge in, he gets a +1. Asenjo is now on the bench, but we'll put Suleiman there for now, although Suleiman is soon to be leaving us as well to go to Swansea. Right, we shall simulate the game against Levante. Bay, what? You're already in the starting lineup. Sheriff, what are you talking about? Players on international duty. Suleiman has gone out on loan. Right, Levante at home. Is this to be our first point of the new La Liga season? No, it is not. 3 straight defeats to start the year. And no goals in any of them either. A 2-0, a 1-0, a 1-0. Now we've had a transfer offer for Danny Rodriguez from Bournemouth. But Danny Rodriguez's release clause is 6.9 million. So that is absolutely comfortably rejectable, and they certainly wouldn't go up that high as Danny Rodriguez's value and rating continues to plummet. Right, am I going to get that scout report back on Robertone before the end of the transfer window? I'm not sure. As such, I wouldn't know really what to pay for him. A loan offer for Verdejo is certainly something we could accept, and they come in with just a straight loan, which is great. Saves any extra negotiating, doesn't it? In Sewer, the boys are unhappy. Yeah, I know. I'm unhappy too. Don't worry. I'm not going to be content with 3 straight defeats to start the league season. Do we know anything about Robertone yet? I just need to know what he's valued at. And I can't see it. Just need to know what he's valued at, and then we can bring him in. I'm going to have to go in blind. As far as I can recall, we've got loads of money. As far as I can recall, he was valued about 20 to 25 previously. So I'm going to start there. Oh, I'm going to have to get this right, though. Because if I go in too low and they reject me straight off the bat, then that's it. I won't have the chance to renegotiate. What I'll do is I'll try and play the system to ensure that I don't balls it up. I'll go player swap, offer them someone that they don't want, plus money, and what they should do. Actually, let me make sure it's someone that I definitely don't want. Throw Danny Rodriguez in there for no reason. Let's throw Ivan Bravo in there. Offer a transfer fee of 22 million and see if they negotiate from there. If they might just accept. They want 40 million for him. They want 40 million for him. So we know we can negotiate down from there. 28. You give me 28 for Lucas Robertone? No. Sorry, can I give you 28 for Lucas Robertone? They seem quite stuck on this 40 million. It would be a massive deal. They really are sticking to that price as well, aren't they? Come on. Let's have some negotiations, shall we, please? 33. Come down a bit. Oh, you're going to take some time, are you? You're going to take some time. It would be a big signing, but it would certainly be one that was worthwhile. Fabio Silva joins Barcelona. He was a player we were looking to loan. A transfer for Brenner. They've offered me Suso and 17 million. Now, his release clause is exactly where it should be, Brenner, at 110 million. So I don't want Suso. I will negotiate this. He's valued at about 40 odd million, so certainly we could, 43 in fact. We will remove the exchange player and propose a new deal, and I will ask for basically his release clause. I'll ask for 107. Lucas Moura and 19. No, I'm sorry. It would be a huge way to end the transfer deadline day, but I mean they're just not going to do it, are they? But I don't want to let him go. No, I literally just said no to Lucas Moura. I'm sorry, goodbye. It's not happening. Brenner stays. Right, waiting for Verdejo to accept that. Lucas Robertone, they've counted at 40 million again. I'll negotiate again. I don't want to pay 40 if I can avoid it. 36. We do want to make sure 38.7. Finally, some negotiation from them. We want to ensure that we've got enough money left to do something in January should we feel the need to. Jesus Christ, fine. Fine, fucking fine. £38.7 million. Lucas Robertone is going to be on his way in, and it's not giving me any idea of what he would want wage-wise. He can have Crucial if he wants it. He can have Crucial if he wants it. He's going to be in my starting lineup, isn't he? 4-year deal is fine by me. We'll be adding Robertone in. We'll disregard the release clause for now because we can add it onto our spreadsheet, and I have no idea what to offer him a week, so I will offer him 45 and see what they say. Please negotiate from there. All right, great. 45 grand is doable. I'm very happy with that. Lucas Robertone is in. We have ourselves a new central midfielder. That kind of came out of left field. We weren't expecting to be signing a new central midfielder, but we have a new central midfielder. At 80 rated, he is now one of our highest rated players and is an improvement on what we had before. And certainly looks like a wonderful box-to-box player. Bay, you will learn a lot from the man alongside you now. And that's actually strengthened our team. I didn't want to sell Antonio Sanchez, but he is gone and Robertone is now in. That will probably be all we do on transfer deadline day, I would imagine. Oh, dearie me. Let's see what else happens. Now that we're in the league above, we certainly can justify buying him and spending the money that we have done on him as well. Verdejo has gone out on loan to Young Boys, really hoping that those youngsters can have big boosts to their overalls with this loan football. An offer from for Andrade from Lille. Now, Andrade's release clause, he's not signed a new contract. His release clause is 8.4. Andrade leaves us. Another release clause met. It's just as well I had some centre-backs on that shortlist, isn't it, from your guys' suggestions yesterday? Because I'm going to need to go and sign a new centre-back now as well. Andrade does not last long. Bella Kotchap has a transfer bid coming from his release clause is 11.6, so I will reject that. And actually, I'll try and renegotiate a contract with him. I need to wait and make sure that Andrade goes before I commit to another centre-back signing, because I may even need the money. And I imagine that is him going. Indeed it is. So Andrade is gone. We now need another centre-back. It's all happening on transfer deadline day. Montez is valued at 16.5. Vasquez is valued at 10.5 with a release clause of 15.2. So I could get Vasquez for less than I could get Montez. But Montez is much better. Much better. It has to be Montez. And it will, well, both of them, to be fair, would meet the clause from the board. Right, Montez then, from Ghent, to come to Mallorca and join us in La Liga. Offer a transfer fee. It said I could get him for about 20, was it 22? 21 to 22? I want 26. That would leave me nothing to do in January. But, to be fair, I don't know if there's much else I would want to do in January at this stage. They're going to be quite bullish with the fee that they want as well. We accept 21. 24.8. They're negotiating slightly now. 22.4. Accept that, please. Well done. Right, okay. So, I wasn't expecting to have this much of a turnaround in this window. I didn't want this much of a turnaround in this window. You guys heard me yesterday. I wanted the side that got us up to have the opportunity to keep us up, but 2 or 3 of those players are now not going to be... Oh, no, I'm going to deny the release clause. We'll do it manually. 2 or 3 of those players are now not going to get the opportunity. 18.5 grand a week. I'm quite happy to accept that straight off the bat. Right, we have 2 new signings bought and paid for on transfer deadline day. Those being Mr. Montez into the starting lineup. And Mr. Robertone into the starting lineup. And a third signing made for free. Sergio Acenjo is in goal as well. Not the way that I envisaged transfer deadline day going, but the way that it has gone has certainly added some drama to the proceedings. Right, I will show you now what teams have done in this window, because last year we weren't really that interested in other teams in our current league. But Bilbao have signed 4 players. Atleti have sold 3 big players and signed big players as well. Soyuncu has gone to Atleti. So Leipzig have sold Soyuncu. Whether he was part of a player swap in that instance as well, I'm not sure. You see what Osasuna have done there. They've sold Cardona, interestingly. Alaves have done a little bit as well. Elche, not much. Barcelona have signed John Stones, Ruiz, Silva, and Lo Celso, with Busquets and Ricky Puig leaving. Getafe have done a little bit. Granada have done a little bit. Woulé has gone to Levante. Valladolid have sold a lot of players. And out... Wow, I'm surprised they've come up, but sold a lot of their squad and not bought. That's surprising. Cabasele and Gonzalo Higuain in at Celta Vigo. A little bit for Espanyol as well, although they've lost Woulé now. We, of course, have had that window. Betis, Alenia, Tapia, Chervi, Lainez and Hitz leaving. Real Madrid only signing Sanchez and only selling Mariano. A quiet window for Real Madrid. Some business there, some sizable business as well for Real Sociedad. Eibar doing a little bit. Sevilla doing not much player volume-wise, but value-wise, in the series, a nice tidy sum to receive, isn't it? Not sure where he's gone. Valencia signed a lot of players, let a couple go, and Villarreal have signed and sold quite a bit. Well, the biggest transfer... Actually, let's just finish deadline day and then I can show you via the other menu what the... Wow, Lo Celso was 112.5 million. Use squad monthly report. And now I've had a bid for Insua of 52 million from AC Milan, but Insua's release clause is 176. They're not matching that. Sorry, AC Milan. You're going to have to go home again with nothing to show for your big bid. Right, transfer history. Who went where this window? Giovanni Lo Celso to Barcelona, Kingsley Coman to Manchester City, and Donny van de Beek to Inter Milan were the three biggest deals. Sula to Liverpool, Lodi to Chelsea, Isak to Arsenal, Romagnoli to City, Icardi to Leipzig, Olmo to Manchester United, Saka to Spurs via Juventus. Another instance of a player moving from a rival to a direct rival via someone else. And Nesiri went to Chelsea, Pau Torres has gone to Leipzig, Joaquin Correa Atalanta, Talisca's back to Spain with Real Sociedad. Suyuncu wasn't part of a player swap, they just sold him for £50 million. Renato Sanchez to Liverpool, Carrasco went to Bayern, Puig to Lyon, Paqueta Dele Alli to Atleti, Thuram to Valencia. Stones we saw, Moise Kean to Wolves, Martinelli to Everton, Calabria to Dortmund, Gini to PSG, Parejo to Everton from Villarreal, so that's since we played them. Nathan Ake to Spurs, Robertone was me, Bastoni, Tonali and Shaw all getting a move. Luke Shaw going to PSG, Tammy to Lazio, Danny Ings to Leicester, Aubameyang to Lyon, Emre Can to AC Milan, Harry Winks to Manchester United, Belotti to AC Milan, Macias to West Ham, so that's him unavailable for the time being. Mia we played against for Villarreal as well. Kevin Folland has gone to Watford, Cole Walker-Peters, and the other big ones in here, Davinson Sanchez, it was the Sanchez that went to Real Madrid, and Celik has gone to Manchester United, Saliba to Wolfsburg, so some interesting deals in there. Some interesting deals for us as well, but we lie 19th with 0 points to show for our start to the La Liga season. Let's hope, although with Betis and Valencia in there tomorrow, we might not have many points on the board, but hopefully we will have at least some points on the board come the end of tomorrow's episode. With Lucas Robertone starting and our new centre-back in there as well. We'll have some new players to make their debuts. I will go and adjust the spreadsheet so that we can add their release clauses in, but Montes and Robertone will make their debuts tomorrow, and hopefully you guys will join me then. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you tomorrow.